What is going on, guys? Your boy Chosen Fernando here with another quick video. I'm gonna make a quick one, and let me just start by saying that I do understand that these videos are definitely not for everyone, right? They're pretty different, so I know the majority of people is gonna be for the small percentage of people, right? And mostly I'm shooting this out for the ones that are right at the crossroads, deciding if they want to more stay in the 3D lifestyle, or if they're gonna take the next step to become a more spiritual being, right? So now another thing I want to say is, for the ones that think that the Chosen, be doing this to try to get attention and try to get noticed, no. Essentially, I don't think you understand how many times I try to get away from this whole thing of trying to spread the word. And yes, I try to fight against it. You gotta realize, like, I grew up in Peru, in a very street neighborhood, and that carried, along throughout my life. So a lot of my friends, they're street people, regular, cool street people, and they're not really in touch with their emotions and stuff. So, can you just put yourself there for a second, thinking, being, all your friends being from the street, and a lot of your friends from your original country, they're all street people and stuff, and then me having to come out and speak about emotions and and all this stuff. It's not ideal, right? I mean, what do you think your friends would say, right? But I had to put all that shit aside, right? I had to put all that shit aside and just do it for the Most High, regardless of what anybody says about me, or what I'm talking about and my emotions, and why am I saying this type of shit, right? And that's essentially, that's all ego-based shit, right? Because when we're afraid of what people are going to say, it's our ego being afraid of what the perception of us is going to be. So essentially, that's it. And at the end of the day, I had to go through a few ego deaths, life teaching me to just let go of the ego, to be able to, to get to do this and learn and be able to spread the sauce for people, right? So what about the people that say, oh, I pray, I go to church, what's the difference? What are you doing different, right? And essentially, and that's a really good question, right? Because I grew up Catholic, so I grew up, going to church and, attending church constantly and having, church or religious classes and stuff like that. So even though I lived in a crazy, street neighborhood, I still got a really good education in Peru because I was able to go to a Catholic high school. So, but essentially, it's gonna be about going within, right? Because I always say this, when you go within, you get to meet God, and when you meet God, you meet yourself, right? So it's all within, right? And the thing is, for the people that say, oh, but it's easy to say when your life is probably easy and things just come to you and people will just hand you shit and they give you what you need or what you want. And I'm gonna say, fuck no. I think the biggest lessons and what's made me grow the most is understanding that sometimes, no matter what and how hard you try to do something, sometimes life is gonna throw shit at you, and you're gonna have to roll with the punches, or you can give up, right? It really comes down to that. So I think those are the biggest lessons for me, because here's the thing: I can try to be happy, right, and flow and vibrate really high and constantly be in a high vibration, but then if everything on my day-to-day, it's actually going to shit, how am I supposed to maintain that, right? And that is the biggest thing with people, is like, my life is not all rainbows and butterflies. Like, I got all kinds of shit going on, and that is exactly where I'm going with it. The whole trick about this whole vibration thing, it comes down to, understanding and being able to vibrate at that high level and high vibration regardless of your outside circumstances. So essentially, for the longest, do you guys remember that meme of that dog? Like, I think he's drinking tea or something, and there's a fucking fire all around the house, and then he's like, I'm okay, right? Like, nothing bad is going on. Like, basically, you're, brainwashing yourself into saying that, hey, I'm good, I'm okay, but the whole fucking outside is going to shit. And I'm not gonna lie, for the longest, that's how I've moved, and I wouldn't say, oh, then that's fake, that's lying. You know why? Because in reality, I was putting myself, my head, in that vibration, and I was ignoring those circumstances. Not ignoring, because again, you have to take the necessary steps to be able to get away and surpass those bumps on the road, right? So you can't just be like, oh, that doesn't exist, and avoid it. But where I'm going with it is, as long as you are doing everything you possibly can to be able to surpass those bumps on the road, that's all you can do. The rest, you have to leave it to God. And that's the problem. Most people are in anxiety because of, you got to think about, life can throw you new shit every single day. It's never going to be perfect. You could say, oh, now I paid off my car, now I paid off my house, now I did this, now I'm good. Well, guess fucking what? Tomorrow, life will say, well, shit, your car is going to shit now, so now what, right? And if you allow those circumstances to be able to dictate how you're going to vibrate every day, then we're not doing the right thing, because that's life. Life is gonna throw shit at you, and it could be any moment. So, it's understanding and being able to vibrate, high, regardless of what happens with your outside circumstances. So yes, some shit's gonna get you upset. I get upset too. It's gonna get you sad. I get sad too. But it's understanding that, hey, I'm gonna be sad right now. I'm gonna go through those emotions. I'm gonna think about all this stuff. But then after you do that, it's surpassing that and going back to that same high frequency to be able to vibrate high and be able to do what you gotta do in your life to make shit better, right? So yeah, it's about going within, and being able to understand that life is gonna throw shit at you every day, and then you just have to make sure that you understand that, hey, that's life, and you surpass those circumstances and then go to the next level, right? So essentially, once I started connecting more and vibrating high and meditating and and praying and trying to make good choices, doing the right. I'm to the point where, like, throwing a small soda, like a soda cap out the window. I don't do that shit because I'm thinking about Mother Earth. I don't want to hurt the earth or any animals or any plants or anything at no point. So I'm talking about going to the specific details of, like, literally living that life, not just saying, oh, I'm gonna try to be a good person. No, when no one's fucking watching and you throw that shit out the window saying, oh shit, no, God's watching, Mother Earth's watching, and I'm watching myself, right? So call yourself out during those situations, right? So yeah, it's understanding those things and living the actual life, your actual life, with those values, with those ideas. So once I started connecting more and more, then that's when the crazy shit started happening, where I started to, have confirmations that, hey, there's a lot more to this than just what we see every day, right? So let me give you an example. I started having visions, right? So I was driving, real quick story, driving down the interstate in the car. And as I'm driving to go get my daughter, I see a car merges on the interstate. It merges. As soon as he merges, it starts merging in the interstate. I look at it and I instantly have a vision in my head. And the vision is of that car running into my car and switching lanes and hitting me. So boom, as soon as I got that vision, and that had never happened to me, I said, oh shit, right? But I have the gift that I can stay calm under very stressful situations. So stayed calm. I kept driving. I looked to my left to see if I could switch lanes. car there. So I'm like, damn. So when I looked at the cars literally coming next to me, I said, oh shit, what if he changes lane? So I speed up, and as I'm looking, because I'm like, hey, if he changes lane, I'm switching, because I'm already expecting it, because I know I seen it, right? So I'm driving, boom, I see him switching lanes and about to hit me. So when he did that, I sped up and barely missed the car on my left and was able to get away when he switched. If I wouldn't have had that vision, that car would have hit me, right? So right after that, I noticed my heart rate was still normal, breathing normal. So what's crazy about that whole situation is when I was doing that, it's almost like time slowed down, and it was completely different than how time normally feels. So it allowed me to, be cool-headed and make the right decision. Even though it happened so fast, to me, it took forever, and that's because I was expecting it, and I was calm, and I was able to just do what I had to do because I stayed calm, right? So once you start getting divisions, shit starts getting pretty crazy, right? You start, realizing this whole thing is literally, imaging, and it's not really real. Like, we can literally, change the outcome of our day-to-day with our minds, right? So this whole thing is a simulation, essentially, right? We're soul beings, and we're just having a human experience right now. So try to make it the best that you can be, right? So yeah, and that's what I mean by new earth when I say don't throw shit out the window, don't hurt animals, don't destroy nature. It's the vision of the new earth for me is basically the vision of the new earth for me is essentially everyone being on the same idea, on the same vibration, with the same purpose. So I no longer believe in governments and borders and separating people. To me, we're all humans, and we're a human race. So we're brothers and we're sisters. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you look like, where you live. Hey, we're the same race. So that's how animals see it too. So we're the only ones that put all this that separated ourselves and discriminated against people, right? And that's another thing. It's like my ancestors, right? The reason why I do this is because my ancestors and me in my past lives were prosecuted. We were chased, we were silenced. We got taken away our voice and and our income for through spirituality, through spreading the word. People back in the day say, no, if you spread the word, you can't make a living out of it, right? And at the end of the day, if we want to be wealthy and fulfilled, it comes with everything, even the financial. So it's not just spreading the word for nothing. We deserve to have everything. We all do. So you gotta understand and have that belief, right? And how selfish would I be if I live in a time where I have the amendments protecting me, and I can spread the word and say whatever the hell I want without anybody saying anything or prosecuting me or chasing me or silencing me or treating me different or putting me at the or burning me to death, right? So how selfish would I be to my ancestors if I didn't do this, right? So that's why I do this. That's why I spread this message, because I need to put my wants and needs, like I used to think, aside and put and think about what all my ancestors did to put me in this position, and that's why I say chosen, because I feel like I am chosen in my whole family line to be able to stop and change all these generational curses and all this bad things that have carried on from generation through generation, and things that have been ignored and things that have been silenced, and I'm here to call that shit out, right? So and to basically help people to take shit to the next level. That's my personal purpose. So you know, so I definitely do feel like I would be selfish if I wasn't doing that in honor of, you know, my ancestors and also for my past lives, to where, you know, those things had happened, and now I live in a time where I can literally spread the word without having to be afraid of that, right? So so yeah, I'm gonna pretty much leave it at that. It's been 15 minutes, and I hope that this message helps, you know, at least even one person. I'll be happy. I'm gonna try to make videos like this more often for the ones that do get the that do get something out of it, right? Because I'm not trying to do this to just get people to say, you know, or people and say, look at me, look at me. It's more about, you know, I want people to grasp the message that's in these videos, right? To maybe one thing clicks, right? Because that's what this is all about, right? When you click on this in this video, it's not because, you know, oh, you know, I want to see, you know, what he looks like, or it's more about you're vibrating in the same kind of frequency that I am. So it's you're meant to hear it, right? So if you're meant to hear it, then you just might as well, you know, grasp and absorb something out of it and put it to practice, right? And there's something, you know, everything happens for a reason, and maybe, you know, you are supposed to take things to the next level, and that's why you are, you know, that was why you feel pulled to listening to content like this, right? So once again, guys, much love. You know, don't let anyone tell you, you know, oh, you can't do this, regardless if your people support you or not, regardless if your family, your friends support you or not. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Someone out there is gonna find the beauty in your content, and they're gonna recognize it, right? So don't get discouraged. You know, if your close ones, you know, don't see the value in what you're doing. Let me give you an example. Months ago, I tried sharing a video of mine in a family group, right? And I got a large family, so I got about, I think, 300 people in that group, right? And I shared my content, and it wasn't more to say, you know, look at me, let's see, you know, what they have to say. It was more of a test to see if I had people behind me, because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit, you know, how many people are watching, as long as the right ones are absorbing what they need to absorb. Doesn't matter if it's one person. I did my job, right? I did my job. So, but essentially posted it, crickets. So, with that said, I left the group, and I never asked for anything again. You know, I kept doing my thing, right? I kept spreading the message. Didn't ask for anything anymore. I did my thing, and guess what? God said, I see that your close ones and your family is not supporting you. I'm gonna send some strangers to you, and they will, right? And guess what? Now I'm at 20,000 followers months later, and things are staying more consistent. And I love my family, every single one of them. I love them to death. But what am I gonna be posting in that group for when it doesn't get, you know, talked about, or not even hi, or hey, keep doing your thing, I see what you're doing? Nothing. So no point for me to be in that group, right? I can love you guys from far away, right? Hi family, and I wish you guys the best, right? So no hard feelings. It's more about, you know, I'm gonna go where I'm wanted. I'm gonna go where I'm loved, and here I am, guys. So so yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, all with good, you know, with good intentions. I don't say anything to try to offend anyone. I don't say anything to try to upset anyone. I love everyone out there, even my enemies. And right now, I don't think I have any enemies, unless the people may be hating for whatever reason. But for me to hate anybody, nah. When people hate someone, it's because they don't love themselves. You just cannot hate someone when you love yourself. It's not possible. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Fucking 20 minutes, unbelievable. So time flies. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It's gonna be a longer one, so I hope it uploads right. And I'm gonna try to keep it shorter next time. But here we go, guys. With Fernando, Chosen, let's make this happen. Let's make it a good week. And you know, all praise to the Most High, baby. Let's go.